Hi, welcome to We Are Cosmic Nature, the podcast. My name is Kelsey, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the new moon in Aries, which just so happens to fall on the equinox. And that is the spring equinox or Aries equinox. Could be fall if you're on the southern hemisphere. But the Aries equinox rules. It's the astrological new year. So it's very fresh, very new, very initiatory, very exciting. And this new moon is certainly a powerful one, being that we have other planets in Aries as well. So before I get into that, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this or listening to this wherever you are tuning in from. I am honored to be able to share this information with you via podcast or YouTube, whatever platform it is. And yeah, this podcast is really a place for you to find information and resonance with your own soul's knowing. And I love to share astrological wisdom and all the branches from the guidance of astrology, because it really encapsulates all themes of our life. So yeah, my passions include honestly empowerment and living a holistic life here on earth and living to the best that you possibly can. So if this is your first time tuning in, I mean, this is a good episode to land on because new moons are new beginnings, and Aries is the ultimate new beginning energy when it comes to astrology. And this new moon is happening at just less than 1 degree of Aries. So it is so fresh, so new. So more or less the sun and moon move into Aries together. And that is, the sun and the moon represent the light of our soul and also our internal world and how we feel. So it's our life force energy and our connection to our body and our emotions. So it's like all of us. It's like we're jumping all in. We're jumping all in into this new energy. We also have Mercury, Chiron, and Jupiter all in Aries. Chiron and Jupiter are conjunct at this moment of this equinox, which is extremely healing. And Jupiter is helping us to do the self-healing, to helping to illuminate for us the areas of ourselves that we are feeling insecure or less than or not totally complete, and recognizing that we are complete in the areas that feel incomplete because we're recognizing all of it. The other really interesting aspect that's happening here is Venus is conjunct the North Node, pulling us into the North Node energy. So as a collective, we're moving into Taurus energy that began in November 2021, and that will shift in July 2023 when the North Node moves into Aries, which is the conversation we're having here, all about Aries. But Venus is also helping us to harmoniously move into Taurus energy, and Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and that's about being embodied and being connected to our to the sensations of our body, so our senses, so how we hear, see, smell, taste, touch, move, what we do to experience the physicality of life. So we're really just in it. We're kind of getting back to basics of human life and trying to reharmonize, reorient ourselves to what that means. Because I think we might have got lost in the last, I don't know, couple hundred years or few hundred years or so. I often think about this. When did the disconnect happen? When did the disconnect from ourselves, which is the Aries. Aries is the archetype of the self. It's very about the ego and the identity. And where do we get disconnected from Earth? And when we talk about Earth, we're talking about Taurus. So these are the dominant signs at this equinox and new moon. So yeah, it feels like we're being brought back, or focus brought back to what it does it mean to be human. What does it mean to be? What does it mean to feel? What does it mean to experience this physical life? And how do we want to do that? And what feels best to us? And if we all choose our personal best experience, then the whole world has their personal best experience. Instead of, focusing on the external. Yes, there's so much really horrible stuff that happens in the world, but instead of yeah, focusing on how we can fix the mess outside, I think the invitation here is to smooth out the energy on the inside, um, and plant that seed, as your focus for the year ahead, for the astrological year ahead or the lunar cycle ahead. But I think we have to start with ourselves, focusing on ourselves. This new moon makes a really powerful alignment to Pluto. So I think the past handful of moons have had aspects to Saturn and Pluto. They kind of are like dominating this new moon energy. And by that, I mean like they're having a very strong influence, which is actually a great thing, because Saturn is the builder, and it's about being committed and disciplined and focused and achieving. But what are we achieving? We're achieving alignment with ourselves. And then Pluto is the transformer. So it really takes us to the depths and resets everything so that we come out on the other side, hopefully more in alignment with our soul. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, and that's a very, intuitive and knowing sign. It's really about empowerment as well. So we have this new moon sextiling Pluto, which is the aspect, it's called a sextile. And yeah, I feel like the intentions that we set, or the energy that we want to focus on, or that we're feeling, or that we want to bring forward, like maybe you're feeling some shadowy stuff right now, because Pluto can rule shadows, and maybe some of that is coming to the surface. But how do you want to like use that Aries energy with just boldness, it's courage, it's ferocity, it's like it's just moving ahead, and moving ahead ideally, in a grounded and connected way. It doesn't have to mean like plowing through everything and just like ignoring problems, but it's like, okay, I see you, I see the shadow, and I'm just gonna, yeah, you're coming along too. You're coming along for the journey. I always pull a tarot card too, to like kind of feel into the energy of what this new moon in this chart wants wants to note and wants to sort of bring forward. And the main theme I got here was creating a long-term vision. So this isn't about like a quick fix, like, okay, I'm gonna like start drinking this herbal tea and all my problems are gonna be gone, I'm just gonna keep going with my life. Like, it's more like, how can we, step by step move and commit to ourselves. It's like Saturn has a role to play here, because okay, so Saturn's in Pisces at this equinox. It's making a trine to, almost a trine, not quite, to Mars, which will be moving into Cancer. So they will be trine in the next couple of days. And Mars is the ruler of Aries, and it's still currently in Gemini, which is very mercurial, meaning we take the energy of Mercury. So when we're and Saturn being in Pisces really is about this vision. So Saturn moving through Pisces is a 3-year transit, and we are creating our vision. Like, that is like a huge aspect of what Saturn and Pisces represents. So I think while it's making, this aspect to Mars, the planetary ruler of Aries, in Gemini, this is like literally write out your vision, write out your steps. Like, how do you want to, how are you going to get to where you want to go? And if you're like, I'm not really sure where I want to go, well, I think that is, you know, a part of finding some space in your life um, to really feel into what inspires you, what lights you up. Like, what are you entertained by? What are you inspired by? Like, whose Instagram profiles are you scrolling through, and what do you like about it? That might give you some clues as to the things that resonate with you. So finding resonance with your soul and your soul's desires, and creating a bit of an earthly like plan. Like, every month I'm going to go for a walk at this place and connect with nature, or I'm going to drink more water, or I'm going to budget my time differently, or whatever it is. So creating a bit of a plan, I think, will be helpful to utilize this new moon energy, because it's not just the cosmos that are going to move things. Like, you have to be an active participant as well. Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of a quick note, but it's really encapsulates um a lot of what this is. And ultimately, I always say, like, just trust what you are inspired by right now. Like, what's up in your life? Like, reflect, like, what themes are there? And if it's a quiet time in your life, like, okay, that's great. Like, maybe Aries for you isn't an energy that is uh super dominant in your natal chart, and that's just fine. But we're all always working with certain signs. But some of us, yes, we do work with different signs, and different planets more predominantly. What's Aries for me? Yeah, Aries is my seventh house. I don't have any planets in Aries. Um, but I'm eager. I'm kind of curious. I'm recording this ahead of time. Um, but I have an idea. I have an idea. I it's been a while since I've had well, it's been a while since we've all had Aries energy. Think about March in your life. I mean, I can see themes of March in my life. Um, as an example, okay, let me give you an example. So I started dating my partner in Aries season. Aries rules the seventh house of relationships. So the and commitments. And I just think that's funny. Like, and actually, at that time, I'm pretty sure Jupiter was in Aries too, which Jupiter is currently in Aries. So, um, yeah, I mean, it's what starts in your life in Aries season, and maybe what area of your life does it rule in your chart, if you can check, and you might be able to reflect and find some patterns. So, okay, I hope that was helpful. Let me know. Send it to your friends or whoever you think might benefit. Happy birthday to the Aries folks. And yeah, wishing you all the best. This month is zesty and fiery, and I'm just eager to see how this all flows with all the movement that we have in March. So, sending you love, happy new moon, and I'll see you on the next one.